What is up, side hustlers, entrepreneurs, business builders, and dream makers? Welcome to the Study Your Side Hustle Podcast, episode 31. I hope you guys had an amazing, blessed weekend. Over the weekend, I took my wife to the airport. She flew away. She's at a wedding. She's gone for like a week, and I got a cat. So we got a new cat in the house, and it's scared, and it's spending most of its time right now hiding underneath couches. But we got a new addition to the family. That's exciting. That was my weekend. I hope you had an amazing weekend as well. Today, I want to just share some classic marketing truisms with you. So what I'm going to talk to today is the 5 ways that you can actually increase your revenue and increase your bottom line as a business owner. Whether you're a marketer or you're a business owner of any form, any shape of business under the sun, these are the 5 ways that you can increase your revenue, increase your profit margins, increase your bottom line, make more money. So they really break down to 5 primary categories as best as I can tell. So the first one is probably the very first one that we all think of, which is to sell to more people. Sell to more people. So that really just means getting more business, right? It's widening the top of your funnel. It's increasing your marketing efforts on the lead capturing side of things. It's running ads or doing joint ventures, whatever it takes to get in front of more people. That's the one we all always think of. If I sell more, I make more, right? That's the obvious one. That one's simple. So I'm not going to spend any more time on that because to me, that's also the boring one. And I don't want to be boring. I want this to be unique and special. So let's go ahead and move on to number two. Number two is to sell more to the existing people. So number one is to sell to more people. And then number two is to sell more to each person. And as far as I'm concerned, there's 2 ways that you can really think about this. One is through just upsells, just as soon as someone's made a purchase, offering an add-on of some form. And that's pretty traditional. It's the would you like fries with that step? And in the last 10 years or whatever it's been, that's became the funnel upsells and downsells games. But that's basically the idea. It's just can I add something else onto this purchase? Can I get them to pay more right here, right now? And then the other option that I would say fits into this category is just having people ascend your value ladder, right? So it's keeping tabs with your prospects, with your existing clients. It's keeping tabs with these existing clients, and it's moving them up the value ladder, seeing if they will be willing to pay you more to get more because they're ready for more, right? So those are kind of the 2 ways that I think through of the sell more to each person. It's either initial upsells or it's walking them up the ascension ladder. And I say you do both at the same time. All right, then there is the third one. Number one was sell to more people. Number two is sell more to each person. And then number three is to sell to each person more often. Sell more often. Sell to more people, sell more to each person, or sell more often, right? And so the ways that we do this, again, there's a couple ways we can think about it. The most obvious one to me is if you just have memberships where people are paying you. I had a membership for a couple years that people were paying me every single week. You can have weekly, you can have monthly, you can have annual, you can have quarterly, you can do something crazy, you can do daily. I wouldn't recommend that one, but you can. The technology exists. It's possible, right? So the first obvious one, you get people to pay you more often if you put them on a membership, right? Then your other one, though, here's a fascinating idea for you that you could implement into your business if you had a little creativity behind it. Have you ever gone to a store to buy clothing, and then when you purchased, they gave you a voucher that was good for $60 off your next purchase, and then it was limited, and you can't make the purchase today. It has to be tomorrow, and you need to make it within 30 days, something like that. That's something where people are going to probably take advantage of it because they don't want to lose out on the huge potential savings, and it's going to increase how often people buy from you. If you have a business where anything like that's applicable, that's your other option, is incentivizing people to buy more often by giving them it's different than just giving a discount or having a sale, because it's only something people get after they've made a purchase, and so it's really just exclusively to promoting more purchases. And if you're really smart, you actually have worked out the math so that you can offer that in addition to any existing sales that those might run into, because that just dramatically increases the customer experience. So number 3 would be to sell to each person more often. You can do that through a membership or through a voucher like I just discussed, right? Number 4 is probably the simplest. Raise your rates. And when we're talking about raising rates, one of the things that I've learned and I've experienced personally is that the more that I charge, the better my clients are. I work with better clients. And so that's why, and we talked a lot about this recently, where I'm going upscale, I'm going up market, and I'm just realizing the more that I charge, the better my clients are, the better the experience is, and the less clients I need, right? So you can usually afford to raise rates, and in certain settings, your clients won't even notice if you raise rates. For example, if you're a coffee shop and you add 25 cents to each coffee, most of your audience probably won't even notice. Some will, most probably won't, right? So sometimes raising rates is just the smartest thing to do. And technically speaking, if you're not raising your rates at least once a year, then you're actually discounting your own value because you're not keeping up with inflation. Right. So you should at least be raising your rates often enough to make sure that you don't lose buying power by keeping up with inflation. That should be the bare minimum. And then raising rates is one of the easiest ways to make more money. What you're going to find is that you're going to have some clients stop paying you, but you're going to have other clients who continue paying you or are happy to pay you. They're going to be better clients. It's going to be an overall better experience for pretty much everybody that you serve. Typically, the general rule is you'll find that 10% of your customers are willing to pay up to 10 times as much for a better experience, and 1% of your customers are willing to pay up to 100 times as much for a better experience. So it's always something that you can do. You can raise rates, and that's something that you should always be exploring and thinking through. And then you could also grandfather people in who are current clients and just have your rates higher for new clients, or grandfather people in for a certain season. Those are both options, but you should constantly be raising your rates until you hit that equilibrium point minimum, and then continue raising them to match inflation. And then the last one is that you can reduce your costs. Now, this is frankly probably the hardest one, as long as you're running an efficient business, because your costs should be relatively hard set costs. But sometimes you'll find a creative way to do that. For example, I might be paying hundreds of dollars a month for all the softwares that I use, and then also passing that experience off onto my clients so that they have to pay hundreds of dollars a month. And I might be able to replace that by finding a software that can do everything that I can either white label or get an agency package for, so that now I'm maybe still paying the same amount of money. Maybe I'm paying less money per month on this, and now my clients don't have to pay as long as they're my clients, and therefore their user experiences became better, and their costs have gone down, my costs have gone down, so they're paying less because they're not paying for all those softwares, but I'm making more. Now that's something that you could innovate and you could think through. So those are kind of the 5 ways. So just to reiterate, the 5 ways that you can increase your revenue and increase your bottom line. The 5 ways to make more money in business are simply: 1, to sell to more people; 2, to sell more to each person; 3, to sell to each person more often; 4, raise your rates; and 5, reduce your costs. Guys, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for letting me be in your earbuds. Great being back with you guys on a Monday. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless.